Welcome back to Screentop 101. I'm Jack Rosetree, and I'm going to talk about assets and variants because the two are very tied together. So first, assets. The only really big thing you need to know is that if you have a lot of similarly sized assets, you can create a grid of them and add them to Screentop as a single file. So right now we've got this fishbowl icon. It's just a single picture. It's one row and one column. But if we go back to our assets and we look at this letters asset, I actually have all 26 letters in a grid. It's 3 rows tall and it's 9 columns wide. Each letter, I think, takes about 250 pixels by 250 pixels. And Screentop actually does a really great job of breaking this down. I can pull, if I call letters 1 as an asset and I tell a particular tile to use number 1 image from that asset, it knows to go to this A. Number 2 is B, number 3 is C, and so on down the line. A nice added feature is the ability to stitch, which basically means you can go in and change and edit single pieces of your image. So if I, for whatever reason, let's say I decide that I want to make the T into one of these crown cards, and I've edited the T to have that crown, I can click on this image. I can download or upload a different T image in its place as long as it takes up the same amount of space, and it will dynamically replace that spot on the asset. And that's super, super helpful. All right, and that's basically all you really need to know about assets. Building those files is something that you'll do in like a Photoshop or GIMP or some other editing software. That's not something that I'm going to teach within the scope of this. There's a lot of very easy tutorials and tools out there that'll help you do it. And that's basically assets. All right, so variants is where we're going to utilize these assets in more interesting ways. So components, let's say that we want, instead of this fishhook thing, let's say we're building letters from the get-go. And we want this red on one side, blue on the other side, but of a letter. So instead of this fish asset, we're going to scroll back up and we're going to choose the letters asset for both the front and the back, like so. And we're going to just start with A on each side, and we're going to save that. And that now means that these tiles have an A on one side and an A on the other side, but the background color is different. And if we wanted to change that, we could say, let's make this like a weird orangish yellow, save that, and instead of red we want this kind of magenta-ish color, like so. All right, but now we need to make 25 more tiles for the other letters in the alphabet. I could go through and I can manually create those by going back to variants, and I can just add an individual variant, and now I've got a variant with no information and I have to build it from scratch again. Or let's delete that. I can clone this first variant, and we'll clone it 25 times. And now we've got 26 variants, and all of these look the same. If I jump through them, you can see the variant number down in the bottom is changing, but they all look the same. So I could go into variant 2 and say, you know what, this I want to be a B and this a B, and I can save it. And now variant 2 is a B, but then variant 3 is still an A. And this is the part where it's not technically, it doesn't technically require programming skills, but just an awareness of how these things work will help. But we're going to select all of these. We're going to hit this little update icon. And now over on the left, we've got what we are replacing text with on the right when we enter stuff. And then on the right-hand side, we've got individual text programming language, essentially, about each of the assets. So for variant 1, it says to fill it with this color, fill the back with this color, use this stroke color, use this asset. For variant 2, right here, you can actually, if you look down, you can see front asset index is 2, whereas it's 1 for the other variants around it. Now I could go through and manually edit these and say, all right, I want this to be a 3, I want this to be a 3. and go all the way down. But a simple little trick is that I can copy front asset index over to this side, and instead of putting 1, which would replace all of the assets with the A, I can change it to index. And what that basically means is start at 1, and for each variant moving forward, just add the next one in line. So if I do that, I can save it, and now I've got on the front side, each one has updated to take the next letter in line. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. But if I flip these over, you'll see that there's still A's on the back. So we're just going to go back. We're going to do this again. I can copy the back asset. And let's say that I wanted to change the back asset for all of them. Like say I had a slightly different picture for everything. I could have letters 2 here, as long as I'm calling to an asset that exists. But again, I can just change this to index, and it's going to dynamically update all of the letters so that on the backs, we've got the same letter as on the front. All right, so now that we've built this component, we can go up to our chest. We can get rid of these because we don't need them anymore, and we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to letter. And now you can see we've got variant 1 through variant 26 for each of our letters. I can select all of them, or I could select a specific assortment of them depending on what I need. I can create, and now I've got this stack of 26 letters, and it's just going to count through all the letters. Now I can stack these up, I can shuffle them, and I can throw them out however I want. And if I flip them over like so, you've got the other color on the back. And that's basically it. Hopefully that made enough sense that you can get started. Honestly, the most complicated thing there is just the copying the text over and putting in the word index. Everything, if you're not comfortable with that, can be done manually. I could go, again, back to here, variants, I can select variant 9, and I can specifically say, you know what, instead of an I actually want 2 H's in my game, and I can change those. And if I save, what happens is it dynamically updates the letters in this set such that there will now be 2 H's. So if we go through all of these, there's our 2 H's. One of these was originally an I. And that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop down in the comments. I will try to keep an eye out for them.